You can't see right now, but my sibling, his cat Jeremiah, I'm just show you one camera real quick, is here with me. And I'm not sure if he's comfortable being picked up like that. Sorry, I had to show you one camera. He's purring right now. Ow, ow, that was... Jeez Louise, I gotta clip those nails of yours. Also, I would show this off like I always do when I have a Funko Pop based off of a movie or show I like to review. But unfortunately, I don't know where the hell the place is at. So I'm just gonna show this off. As I am so long overdue making this review. As today, finally, Season 3 is out on Prime Video with its first 3 episodes. And instead, I'm reviewing Season 2, which I should have done last year when I had caught up with the series. Now, I do have reactions. Episode 1 is up. Now that I finally have edited it, I now need to edit the other reaction videos. Yeah, so don't expect Invincible Season 3 reactions until I have those out. But with that being said, hello everyone, welcome back to another review on the channel. So, like I mentioned, I am long overdue on making this review, because, actually, it's best I give you a quick recap. Before I even talk about anything related to Season 2, and what I'm going to do about Season 3, so yeah, Invincible. First aired on Prime Video back in 2021. I heard about it, and it caught my interest. Like, okay, this looks to be my cup of tea. Now, I know I've already brought this up a couple of times, but in case y'all don't know, I was watching the first 3 episodes one night, but I had fell asleep watching the first episode, and you want to know what I wake up to? I wake up to seeing Omni-Man just brutally kill all the other superheroes, which would be the Guardians of the Globe. Now, let me make this clear. I don't know jack shit about the Invincible comics. I know that they're basically, each season is trying to be based off of each comic panel or whatever, but I went into this blind. I went into this with no knowledge about Invincible. I assumed a couple things here and there, but never did I expect the dad to be a bad guy. Like, holy crap! But yeah, that ending scene of episode 1 has left me traumatized. And not gonna lie, I really wish I got my reaction for the first 3 episodes. I only have reactions for episode 5 to 8 of season 1. I did do reviews on each episode plus the season, but I feel like I should do a slight re-review on season 1 before I talk about my quick thoughts on season 2, but also bring up about Adam Eve, as I did just watch that recently for the first time. But yeah, I do wish I did my research reading the comics, but when I think about it, it's probably a good thing I've not read the comics, because if I were to read the comics, I would then know what's gonna happen. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen, so that kind of makes it fun for me, just to not know what's gonna happen. You know, like, oh, I didn't see that plot twist coming, or I didn't see that coming, if you get what I mean. But yeah, before I do a quick re-review of Season 1, back to the recap session. So, yeah, I did reactions for Season 1 back in 2021, and, yeah, this was definitely a fun series, probably my favorite that was released in 2021. The finale was, tough to watch, not gonna lie. But at the time, they had renewed Season 2 and 3, and I was like, oh, hell yeah! And we pretty much had to wait till, like, 2023 for the second season, except, plot twist, they'd be splitting it into 2 parts. So we would only get 4 episodes in the entire month of November, then the rest of the season in the entirety of March. Well, mostly in March, but then a little bit in April 2024. And we can all agree that was probably not a good idea, because y'all could have wrapped up Season 2 by the end of December 2023. Like, I'd done the calculations. 4 episodes in November, then 4 in December. Like, I don't know what they were thinking splitting this into 2 parts, because it kind of killed the hype. But they learned their lesson. They're not going to do it again with our Season 3. But yeah, I had only watched the first episode of Season 2 for a reaction video after watching Loki Season 1, Episode 5. Not Season 1, Season 2 I mean. My bad. But then I had to catch up with Episode 2 to 8 around when Part 2 was released, because I was so busy with other stuff happening at the time in 2023. But yeah, we had gotten the rest of the episodes in 2024, and then by the time Season 2 had ended, Seasons 4 and 5 were renewed. So expect this to be a 10-season series, as we'll get 5 more seasons renewed, since they want to keep this going until, like, Season 8 or 10. I don't know, that's just something I've heard. Overall, they do want to keep this going until the end of the comic book series. And now the first 3 episodes are on Prime Video, and I have gotten spoiled already on Twitter, as I so happen to be a straight up dumbass. But yeah, technically I could do reactions of Season 3 right now, you just won't see them until I've released all my Season 2 reactions. But anyways, quick re-review on Season 1, because whatever I said in there, let's just say that was not a proper review or whatever, as for the past years, as I've done reviews, I think I've learning how to, like, make a proper review, hopefully. I don't know. I'm still learning how to do YouTube shit. Well, Not really. I know how to do some YouTube shit. There's just certain stuff I don't know how to do YouTube shit of. So yeah, after seeing the trailer of Season 1 going into the season, I feared that, oh, something was gonna happen to Invincible's dad and that I guess he would take up the mantle or something, but nope! Turns out he's a bad guy. Well, sadly a bad guy. He may have a redemption arc later in the series. He's just been waiting patiently to have his son, obtain his Viltrumite power so they could take over the planet, as there's a Viltrumite empire taking over the entire freaking galaxy, and I gotta say, these guys are absolutely terrifying. Well, I should probably save that for when I review Season 2, because we mainly get to see most of them in Season 2, and how threatening they are. But yeah, they are way OP. I mean, they're basically got similar powers to Superman and Homelander, except one difference, they don't have freezing abilities or laser eyes. And I just realized Homelander doesn't have freezing ability, but only laser eyes. Huh! I just realized that just now. So yeah, once Mark Grayson obtains his powers, his dad wastes no time in killing the rest of the Guardians of the Globe. Out of nowhere at the end of episode 1. And of course there's a mystery going on of like who killed the Guardians of the Globe. Then we get introduced to some of the characters in the series like the Muller twins, Adam, Eve, Cecil, and many more. And oh, god dang it, I just realized I should have put a spoiler warning since I am going to bring up spoilers for, well, I've already brought up spoilers for Season 1, but I'm going to soon bring up spoilers for Season 2. So if you've not seen Invincible, I highly recommend to check this series out on Prime Video. Because, I'll say, it is definitely a 10 out of 10 show, one of the best comic book shows we've gotten in recent years. And I guess that's all thanks to Seth Rogen, because whatever comic book project he touches, it's going to end up turning out a 10 out of 10. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's cooking with whatever superhero project, like The Boys, Invincible, or TMNT, Mutant Mayhem. I also speaking about The Boys, if I had to choose which show I'd rather watch, I had to go with Invincible over The Boys. Now, The Boys is alright, it's just, now technically, the show's violence is on the same level as The Boys, but I could handle it because it's an animation. For The Boys, it's so realistic and so graphic, I'm like, oh my god, y'all are taking the R rating way too hard. Holy shit. But yeah, just to give my quick thoughts for Season 1 as a short re-review, as I did rewatch Seasons 1 and 2 in preparation for 3, as I did not want to repeat last time since I was a bit of a dumbass to not rewatch Season 1 in prep for Season 2. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed Season 1. I love the animation style, the fight sequences are badass, and it's got a solid voice cast, as I've come to think of it. And yeah, like I mentioned, it's basically got the same R-rated violence like The Boys, as the show is freaking brutal. I mean, the end of episode 1 made it very clear how graphic and violent the show was going to be for the rest of the series. But yeah, while we were getting episodes for Season 1, I had done a little bit of research looking up comic panels, and I did remember I watched one video that had a comic panel for episode 7 and 8, and by the time episode 7 had ended, I knew where the rest was going to head into. And I will say, it was cool seeing it being adapted onto TV screen. But boy, oh boy, that, like I said, that finale was just tough to watch. Just seeing everyone die horribly from Omni-Man just beating the absolute shit out of his son! And I got a freaking Funko Pop of that! As I don't know where the hell I ended up getting this, but this is the closest thing I have to an Invincible Funko Pop. I did want to get the rest of them, as I think we only have 3, which would be Omni-Man, Invincible, and Adam Eve. Oh my god, I'm now just noticing this. If you look closely, he's doing the freaking meme.
Why did you make me do this? You're fighting so you can watch everyone around you die. Think, Mark!
Yeah, having to rewatch Season 1 and seeing how things had played out, this poster kind of hits hard. Because, like, I mean, I didn't understand it much seeing it. It was a cool poster, but having to watch the whole series, I'm like, oh, this hits kind of hard now. But just having to see Omni-Man just brutally murder innocent lives as he was trying to prove a point to Mark about why the Viltrumite Empire must conquer planet Earth. But eventually Invincible got into his head and Omni-Man basically was having second thoughts, and we get to see a little bit of that in Season 2. But yeah, my rating for Season 1 will be a 9 out of 10. As, yeah, this is a 10 out of 10 show, peak season, and yeah, I was excited to see what Season 2 had in store for us. And let me just say, I should have watched Adam Eve before watching Season 2. Because I just watched it for the first time recently, and holy crap! I was mind blown by the special episode. Like, this is an origin story to Adam Eve, but my god! How, like, why the hell did I not check this out when it first came out? This was released before Season 2! It was definitely a fun episode to see how Adam Eve became Adam Eve, but my god, I was shocked to find out that she was actually adopted! Her actual mom, I guess had abilities or something? I don't know. Well, I should know. I just watched it not so long ago, like a how many weeks ago? So, like, around the end of January. But yeah, I was disliking these government bad guys that wanted to bring Adam Eve back because they viewed her as a weapon when the good guy, which the doctor dude, I do not remember his name because I'm very bad at names, he wanted her to have a normal life. And, yeah, since she was using her powers, that caught their attention, which, yeah, I've seen this trope so many times in other media, but I'm gonna let this one slide. She did have to fight her ugly siblings, unfortunately, which that was heartbreaking to see, because they all had to end up dying, because they were in perfection like she was. But the way they explained about her powers was definitely cool, though. As for adoptive parents, her dad's an absolute asshole. I dislike the dad so much. And, I mean, I disliked him a little bit in Season 1. I hated him a lot more in Season 2. But having to see Adam Eve, oh my... Geez. Like, everything... Like, having to see that and then rewatch Season 2, it then kind of made a lot more sense to Adam Eve's, personal life in the Invincible series. But yeah, it was just heartbreaking to see how she had lost her family. But my rating for this will be a 9 out of 10. This was pretty good, I gotta admit. Now on to the main topic of this video, as that was, well, not really off topic, it's related to Invincible, but I really haven't talked about Season 2. But now I'm gonna bring up Season 2. It's kind of a crazy coincidence how this series is now in the multiverse era, as we are in currently. Mainly with the MCU multiverse saga, but yeah, once we had gotten reports that this would tackle the multiverse, everybody was complaining because they were getting sick and tired of all the multiverse crap. But in the comics, it actually does tackle the multiverse as they're trying to follow comic panels in the series. It just happens to be a weird timing coincidence where we begin so many projects having to deal with the multiverse. Talk about bad timing. Let me say right off the bat, I really enjoyed the villain we had gotten for this season, which would be Angstrom Levy, or Levi, if I pronounce his name correctly. My only gripe with him is that I wish he was in the season a lot more, because we only had him in like the first episode, then at the ending of episode 2, and then it doesn't show up again until like the end of episode 6. But yeah, I really dug the villain. I just wish we had gotten more screen time of him. And even though I'm bummed out I was not joined in on the hype train for season 2, kind of glad that I was missing out. That way I wouldn't have to wait like 2 or 3 months to see episode 5, because the way episode 4 had ended, holy shit. That was crazy. So yeah, both Mark and his mother are grieving after what happened in the events of the season 1 finale. And Debbie does miss her husband, but at the same time, she's happy that Nolan was gone. She's going through emotional shit in the season. I do feel bad for her. Same can go for Mark. I mean, he was traumatized after his first fight with his dad in the last season. But it's crazy to see how in every single universe across the multiverse, Mark goes bad, and there's only one universe where he's actually good. That's insanity right there. And yeah, you can understand why Angstrom Levi hates Mark Grayson so much, because he's a freaking murderer in every single universe. Now, at the first episode, one variant that had superpowers, which I'm guessing is from the main universe we're in, gathered all of his variants just so he could have all their knowledge and basically help out the multiverse. But it kind of goes to shit when Invincible comes in. Huge misunderstanding. The Muller twins are like beating the shit out of him. And since he's a pacifist, he's not cool for that. But he shouldn't have taken off that helmet. Otherwise, he ended up having one ugly, nasty brain. If you know, you know. But the original wasn't in control, because the one we followed at the beginning of the first episode was in control. And only remembers his hatred he has for Invincible from his world, as he and Omni-Man were about ready to kill him along with the rest of the Resistance. And then by the finale, he sees his variants as memories of just Invincible brutally being a straight-up murderer. One where he's in a yellow, black suit with a cape, and he just freaking kills his son in front of him! So you can understand the hatred and why I kind of dug him as a villain. Just wish he had a lot more screen time, because we basically had like filler episodes here and there for most of episode 2 to 6. Mainly 7. Actually, speaking about 7, was that an intense episode? Actually, episode 5 and 6 were intense episodes, because the rest of the Guardians, while they were trying to stop like an alien invasion, the other Guardians were trying to stop this lizard gang. And Duplicate does die brutally, but it's later revealed she's alive at the end, as Immortal's pretty happy about. Then one of the other heroes that has Ant-Man abilities just gets her bones broken trying to blow up the giant lizard dude. She tried pulling a Thanos and it sadly backfired on her. As for Rex, oh my god! I don't know how the hell he survived that, but dude became a badass after that. And what happened? Oh, he got his hand eaten by one of the big lizard dudes, and then he got shot in the head and somehow was still standing. I mean, the son of a bitch is lucky to be alive after that. But yeah, around episode 7, we get introduced to... God, I forgot her name, but she's some... Okay, I don't know if they did this on purpose, but her design looks a lot similar to Sasha Calle's Supergirl from The Flash. I mean, technically she looks like that as well in the comics, but I kid you not. All I see is Sasha Calle's Supergirl in episode 7 of Invincible. And good lordy, have mercy on my soul. You animators had no right making her look this hot. But yeah, she comes out of nowhere, almost kills Amber, then kicks Invincible's ass after saving a bunch of people on a cruise from a kaiju attacking. And she almost kills Invincible, but doesn't go through with it because that wasn't her task there. But she did bring up about someone worse than her arriving, and as I've done a little bit of research, yeah, Conquest is coming, isn't he? In season 3. Well, I look forward to seeing that fight go down. But after that, Ember does dump Mark, which is upsetting. I thought they were a cute couple. Well, everyone else were cheering on because I guess they hated Amber for whatever reason. I didn't mind her. But hey, I ain't gonna be too upset about it because I am also on team Mark and Eve. Alright, 2 or 3 more things I should bring up before I wrap this review up. One, we do get an Alan the Alien episode, and for a sec I thought he was killed off, but luckily he comes back to life, but stronger and buff looking, which that was a fun episode. But now he's trapped in the same prison as Nolan is, because earlier in the season we do get to see Invincible reunite with his dad on this planet full of bugs. And like I mentioned, he may be going down a redemption arc throughout the entire series, as I'm assuming so. I'm assuming he has a redemption arc in the comics or something. I don't know. Like I mentioned, I don't know shit about what happens in the Invincible comics. But yeah, Invincible's not too happy that he had replaced him and his mom so quickly once he had banged a bug and ended up having a child named Oliver, who we do get to see grown up as a little kid in season 3. But yeah, we do get to see Omni-Man changing his ways of being a Viltrumite as he realizes, oh my god, I did a terrible thing on Earth. I mean, bro was about ready to end his life once he was about to go to a blackout, but then ends up saving a ship full of bugs. But anyways, back to topic. So, the Viltrumites come in, and we do have a crazy fight sequence between Mark and Nolan against the Viltrumites. And having to see the Viltrumites in season 2, oh my god, they scare the shit out of me. They are major threats. They're basically the Thanos level threat of this entire series. And I don't know how the hell Mark and the rest of the gang are going to defeat this empire. But anyways, now on to the last thing I shall bring up. So, the season 2 finale, that I actually enjoyed watching more than the season 1 finale, because that was tough for me to watch, seeing a bunch of people get brutally murdered. And technically something similar like that happened here. Like, for example, an evil variant of Invincible killing Angstrom's son in a different universe. But yeah, this was just a crazy episode as well, having to see Angstrom threaten Mark's mother and half-brother. Hell, he was about ready to kill him after he had broke Debbie's arm and was ready to hurt Oliver. But before we get to the crazy part of the finale, since this does tackle the multiverse, we do get a Spider-Man reference, which I knew was too good to be true, as they couldn't do it due to the Sony rights. So I'm aware Spider-Man and Invincible have crossed paths in a comic panel before, and the closest they could give us to a Spider-Man reference would be Agent Spider fighting off Croc-Ock, or whatever his name is, I don't know. But the voice actor, Josh Keaton, was in this finale, so it was nice seeing a Spider-Man reference in here, even though it wasn't Spider-Man. I mean, it was basically supposed to be Spider-Man. Amazon just couldn't do it due to Sony having the rights. Actually, we not only had a Spider-Man reference, we got freaking Batman make a short cameo in this finale. Along with The Walking Dead, since the creator of Invincible has created The Walking Dead comics as well, from what I've heard. But yeah, once Mark had noticed that Angstrom broke his mother's arm, he goes batshit crazy and loses his shit. Throughout this entire season, he's been telling himself he's nothing like his dad, he'll never become like him, and yeah, he broke the no-kill rule once he had brutally killed Angstrom at the end, which, whoo, that shit was crazy to watch. And yeah, that basically took a toll on him, unfortunately. But wanna know something crazy I noticed while watching the finale, and I did bring this up in my reaction video, which you'll have to see once I have the chance to edit that and post it. The entire Grayson family ended up getting black eyes! And coincidentally, they were all in the same right eye. Mark had a black eye on his right eye, Debbie ended up getting a black eye on her right eye, even Nolan ended up getting a black eye on his right eye! Like, holy shit, I don't know if that was done on purpose or, like, what the shit, man? But yeah, I will say this. As much as I did enjoy season 2, I can understand why folks felt a little underwhelmed with this, mainly because we end up having a season break since they had split this into 2 parts. Big mistake there. So my rating will have to be an 8.5 out of 10, but I overall did enjoy season 2, and yeah, I'm excited to see what they have in store for season 3. Because I know the season 3 finale is going to be 10 times crazier than the past 2 season finales. But with that being said, that was just my, well, quick re-review of season 1, which is barely that's just my quick thoughts on season 1 as I did rewatch that. But a short review on anime, but most of all, my review and thoughts on season 2, which so sorry this took me this long to make, and you'll probably see this tomorrow, as I'm gonna watch a movie right after this video. But yeah, if you have seen Invincible Season 2, be sure to let me know thoughts, comments down below, and definitely stay tuned for my Invincible Season 2 reactions, and once I have all of them out, expect my Season 3 reactions. But as always, I'll see you guys in the next review.